How you doing, guys? Hope you're well. Hope everyone's having a great day. This is the first edition of our lives that we're going to start doing for all of our group, for everyone in our mastermind group, to basically ask us anything that's on their minds about crypto. Is there something that you're looking to do, or you're looking to find out, or you're struggling with, and it gives you this opportunity as we're doing our lives for you to kind of get them questions out there, and for us to try and help you as best as possible on your journey in crypto. If there's anything that you particularly want to ask us, obviously this is our first live, so we're not expecting many people to come onto it, but as we're kind of gradually adding to this every couple of days, putting more and more lives out there, hopefully we start getting a bigger following and we can help more of you guys kind of get to where you need to get to. And like I said, just kind of have a chat about crypto, about the marketplace. Obviously the marketplace is no secret that we're very deeply in the red at the moment, but in my opinion, what's going on here is a massive shakeout. There's a lot of bad news. Well, there's been a lot of bad news over the last few weeks, which has obviously not helped the Bitcoin price and obviously the whole market cap price. China putting a ban on the mining, Elon Musk having kind of started a lot of this off with some of the tweets he was putting out, and really I think it is just partially, some of it is just a kind of a natural sell-off. If you look back in history of the whole market, we've had sell-offs like this, so it's nothing new. I was reading something earlier about Bitcoin saying from $1 to 60,000. I can't remember the percentage it was, but it was something stupid like 60 from 1,000 to 60,000, or 60,000x or something like that. I can't get the figures right, but then it said from 40,000 to a million on Bitcoin, it's only like 25x. So when you put it into perspective, it's just, like there's so much more growth coming into this market, and I believe we're only just getting started. So when I'm hearing all these negative stories, I heard all these negative stories back in 2017, 2018 and before. We're still here, the market's still growing. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling when the market pulls back, but let's be honest, we've had one hell of a run up until recently, from the beginning of this year. So do I expect it to carry on? I think we're going to have a little bit of a kind of a calming down period for the next month or so, the next few weeks. Then I think towards kind of August time, I do see the market kind of picking back up again, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because everywhere I'm looking personally, we didn't get the type of news that is coming out now. Back in 2017, 2018, when we had the last kind of pullback, or sorry, 2018 should I say, with the last pullback, we weren't getting the kind of news of all the hedge funds. Like there was something saying that all the hedge funds is a big article, sorry, saying that 98% of all the hedge funds will have some sort of exposure to crypto by 2026?
2025, 2026.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So that's massive in itself. All the banks and all the infrastructure that's being built, it's everywhere now. El Salvador are using it as a currency. It's as a legal tender. So this shows you the kind of level of adoption. Sorry, Fudge, I'm hogging the mic and I'm hogging the video.
That's all good. I mean, there's a number of things that you've mentioned there that I just want to pick up on. And, we do extensive research when we're looking into this marketplace all the time. And, I've got some information here that says, Bitcoin crashes regularly. Okay, it's no secret. We know that we have these 30-40% pullbacks all the time, but we go way higher than what we drop. But this one here, this information is explaining that Bitcoin's crashed like by 80% more than 3 times since 2012. And if you look at since 2012, what Bitcoin's performance has been like, it's unbelievable. So of course we're going to see these crashes. It's normal for that to happen, but it's not a nice feeling, obviously. And I know that there are scared people out there because we've had this big retraction, but it's nothing to worry about because it's just part of the cycle. It's something that's happening on a regular basis. But you need to take a step back to see that we've had that massive upwards momentum, but there are pullbacks along the way. It happens.
100%. And I think it depends what type of investor you are. I do see a lot of people that have been kind of deterred because they've had a little bit of money into Shiba Inu or some of these dog coins, and they've jumped on the hype, and then it's just backfired, and they've put substantial amount. I know guys that have put 2,000 or 3,000, 5,000, even 10,000 in some of these meme coins, and they've come out the wrong way. And it's not a I told you so, because it's not nice to lose money, but you've got to buy quality, guys. You know, like I say, me personally, I've had to go on some of these meme coins, and is it money I can afford to lose? Yes, if I put them into meme coins. When I'm buying quality, I'll buy quality all day long. Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, Litecoin, you know, your quality stuff, your polka dots, you know, all that type of stuff. I'll buy that all day long because I know where it's going to go long term. With your things like your meme coins, people are trying to get rich quick. That's the issue here. And we're a growing market, and it takes time. It does take time. If you're a long-term investor, that's exactly what you've got to be. If you know, bought, say, 3 months ago, and now the market's pulled back and you're probably in the red, okay? But if you look at that in 6 months' time, I don't think you're going to be in the red anymore. And that's what I mean by a long-term investor. You're not getting caught up in the day-to-day movement of it all. A lot of this news and you know, these kind of stories that float out, a lot of it is hot air, and it's meaningless. You've got to know the projects you're buying, are they solid? You know, do they have real world use cases? Are they solving a massive problem? Are they on quality exchanges? Do they have a quality team? Look at the tokenomics of them. They've not got like 55 trillion coins in circulation, so there's a decent amount of you know, the tokenomics all add up. You know, you've done your research on them. And to be fair with you, then you've got a good chance of being in quality, and you've got a good chance of, you know, growing your investment if you looked into all these things. If you're just buying some coins because someone's told you you're going to turn 1,000 into 70,000 in 3 days, it's not the right way to approach this, in my opinion.
No, you're right.
There are lucky people, and people have got lucky out of this, but, you know, are any of these meme coins blowing up right now? They're not, are they? Especially these meme coins have been hit harder than all your quality stuff. You know, than all your top quality crypto. They've been hit really hard.
Exactly.
I think someone said the other day, they said, what this is happening, this is cleaning out all of the Instagram and TikTok investors that want to get rich quick overnight.
It's true though. It's true what you're saying. I think it's so important to highlight that, you know, when the market is absolutely flying, you can make money out of anything. But
everyone's an expert then, aren't they?
Exactly, everyone's an expert. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing. But the problem is, when you do let off some steam and you have these market corrections of this magnitude as well, you know, the crappy projects are going to be the ones that get hit hardest because people don't want them. They don't serve any utility.
They've only got into them to make a quick buck.
Exactly.
That's all
that's
it is.
it. And as soon as they see that they're not winning in that trade, they just cash out and take the loss. And that's where you see this cascade where everything just comes falling down. But the cryptocurrency projects that are out there that don't lose as much value are the ones that are actually solving problems in the world. You know, it's like you can't expect to have a quality portfolio of cryptocurrencies that's full of meme coins. It's nonsensical.
That's gambling. That's gambling, Miles. That's gambling.
It is 100%. Then
that's like saying I'll pick 20 coins. One of them's bound to blow up. Like I'll pick 20 horses. One of them's bound to win.
Exactly.
Or, you know, it isn't it?
It is.
That's how I see it anyway.
No, I agree. I think the number one thing to focus on is understanding and researching these projects to actually understand what they do and what their use case is going to be in the world. So, you know, if you're going to take your hard-earned money and invest it into a project on the basis that you believe it's going to grow over time, you know, is Ascoin or, you know, Shiba Inu the right project to be putting all of your money into? It's, you know, you've got to go out there and understand what these projects actually do, or you've got to be working with the right type of people that actually get that and have that experience already. So, you know, that's why we make sure that we're doing a lot of research into these projects beforehand, and we share a lot of information with you guys to make sure that you're not making those kind of mistakes. And you know, I agree with what Dean said as well. I think over the next few weeks, you're going to see things, you know, start to calm down. There's going to be less FUD out there. Obviously, you know, this China ban and the fact that there's a massive crackdown with mining.
Let me just stop you there. How many times since you've been in crypto, perhaps for the duration that you've been in crypto yourself, how many times have you tried to ban Bitcoin? Or tried to ban Bitcoin?
It's unbelievable. I mean, the amount of times that you hear this, and for me, it's just manipulation. I think it's a great thing that China is saying that they're banning cryptocurrency because it means it's they're looking at it as a threat. It's the same.
Exactly.
And it's the same with the mining. People are talking about this China crackdown with the mining, but the real miners that are out there that have been in this game for a long time are saying this is fantastic news, and they've packed up their bags and they're off to Kazakhstan and they're setting up over there. And they've had to do this move around from place to place a number of times. We've had China ban it, God knows how many times. India have banned it. You know, you've got to look at the bigger picture here as to what is actually going on and look how many banks are now getting involved in offering crypto exposure to their customers. Look how many hedge funds are doing it. But a few pieces of news and a sell-off and a bit of a pullback, and Bitcoin's dead, crypto's dead, it's over.
I think Warren Buffett, and I think it's from Warren Buffett, things like crashes and like things that are just happening in the crypto market, if you're not a long-term investor, what it's doing, you're a short-term investor, it takes money and wealth off the impatient and moves it over to the patient people, investors. Do you understand what I mean? So when the market's coming down and everyone's selling, what it's given is posing an opportunity for the patient investor to keep adding to their position and playing the game long term. And I think that's Warren Buffett has made a very kind of valid point about about how to get wealthy in stock markets, and I'm pretty sure from what I've seen in the crypto markets, it's very valid in the crypto market. Is nobody wants to. The people complain that they're not getting rich because nobody wants to take the time and sit through a period of longevity in a market to get rich. That's why a lot of people don't get rich in certain markets, especially on stock markets. And I can see for the crypto market, if you held Bitcoin 5 years ago, you've done pretty well. If you hold Bitcoin 8 years ago, you've done pretty well. If you had Bitcoin from 2011, we probably don't even know who you are because you're not even interested in going on social media because you just absolutely killed it, basically.
Of course. But it's the same thing now. This poses a huge opportunity because if you buy cryptocurrency and you're in the right projects and hold and don't get emotionally attached and sell the minute it comes down 20%, you think about where you're going to be in 5 years' time. It is about the patient investor, and it is about having a plan and a strategy in place that makes the difference.
Agreed, but you've got to do your research. You have to look into what you're doing. You can't just throw money around aimlessly and expect something to stick and to become a millionaire off it. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
I think a lot of investors new investors need to sit down and research into these things and research into the infrastructure that's being built. Look at the cryptocurrencies that are doing that, like you say, like we said, that are changing the world in some shape or form. That's actually helping humanity. And then I don't think you can go far wrong with some of these, like Ethereum, fantastic.
Yeah.
Bitcoin speaks for itself. Bitcoin Cash, I'm a big believer, and I think it's going to do really well. XRP, whether you love it or hate it, I think XRP is going to do well. And I believe, people say it's a banker's coin, and we're kind of going back into the kind of same controlled system. But at the end of the day, you can't take away from what they've actually done as a company and the partnerships that they've accumulated over the last few years. I know they're getting a bit of a rough ride with the whole SEC case and that, but let's see how it plays out. I'm still bullish on XRP. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I've done a lot of extensive research into what's actually going on here, and I do believe that XRP Ripple as a company, XRP as a currency, will come out victorious, in my opinion.
Well, that's a massive difference, isn't it, in terms of doing your research, where, fine, you've got a cryptocurrency project that has got a SEC allegation, and you look at that company and you look at how many banks and financial organisations they're working with, how many countries they're covering. Now, that's the difference in doing research into a project and actually investing in a project to listening to hype with SafeMoon, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. Don't get me wrong, people have made great money out of all of them. But the difference is, can you really sit there and tell me that you've done extensive research into SafeMoon, into Shiba Inu, and then gone off and invested in it, thinking that it's going to grow long term over the future for the next 10 years?
I bet you bottom dollar you've gone on it because you've seen, well, funny enough, you sent me, I had a phone call from someone earlier who's quite heavily into the property investments, into property investment, and they got into SafeMoon and they weren't too happy about the outcome of it all. But I did, and they said to me it's very volatile, and crypto is very volatile because we're only 11 years old. Bitcoin's 11 years old. The crypto market is probably a lot of the coins have just started coming into circulation over the last 5, 6, 7 years. So the market is very, very new. So expect volatility. Expect, in the next 10, 15 years, the volatility won't be as bad, or even 5 years, the volatility won't be as bad as more of the world comes into it. So, but there'll be less gains to be made. So, innovations, we're at the innovation kind of stage now. So this is the time to be building your foundation, getting your head into what you're doing. And it's not about how much money you start with. It's not about, if I start with 20,000, I'll start with 5,000, I'll start with 2,000. It's about the knowledge. With the knowledge, you can quickly scale up in this industry very quickly. I've seen guys start with 5,000, they've got hundreds of thousands now. We started off with not much, if I'm honest with you, and we built a decent business around it. We've got good portfolios. We also do trading as well, so we know our way around the market. But it has been a journey for a very interesting journey, should I say, for the last 5 years. And it was hard when the first crash happened in 2017. I'll be honest with everyone on air, I've got nothing to hide. It was hard. It was mentally hard as well, because you've just put money into something, you built something up, and then a click of the fingers, it's come all the way down. You're thinking, hang on a second, because we're very new to it still, we were thinking, hang on a second, what's going on here? Is it finished? You start believing some of the hype. And there weren't many people in there, in the industry then, to reassure us. Whereas we're reassuring everyone now, because we've seen loads of crashes now. It's not a big deal, in my opinion. It poses more of an opportunity. Buying the red and selling the green.
That's it.
That is one of the easiest tactics you can find.
It is.
When there's blood in the streets, go running in, and when everyone's cheering, Bitcoin's going to go to this, that's maybe when you want to start taking a bit of profit, bringing a bit back home, sitting there waiting, like I said, patience, see what the market does, and see where else you can capitalise.
Definitely. And I think that is a massive thing to highlight. You need to believe in what you're invested in, without a doubt, and you need to understand that if you are going to buy something when it's in the red, it's not easy to do that, because emotionally you're already invested because you're seeing the price go down.
Because you think you're buying a falling knife.
Exactly, and you're thinking, if I buy it, it's going to go down even further, and there's a lot of negative press out there, and that's why it's so important to have that knowledge in the first place and to have done the research so that you understand where this is going to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years, because we are more than confident. For me, it's 100% guarantee that this market is going to blow up, because look at how many people are getting involved in it.
What was it? I forgot his name now. Is it? Correct me if I got his name wrong. But the gentleman that owns Binance, Shizhen.
Oh, CZ.
CZ, the guy that owns Binance, very, very smart guy.
Peng Zhao, I think is
that his name?
I think so.
Very, very smart individual. He's built a brilliant platform, and all kudos to him. The guy is very smart. But one thing he said, I listened to an interview. I think I was listening to an interview with you. He said he only reckons about 2% of the world is actually in crypto. And less than 1% are really properly exposed to crypto. So just put this into context. Imagine when 5% of the world comes into crypto, 10%, 15, 20. Where's the price of Bitcoin going to be then?
It's bang on.
Where's it going to be in 3 years?
It's going to be in the hundreds of thousands.
And here's another thing to put into context. Look at the people that got into crypto, way before even me and you did. Like, I'm talking back 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And look at the headache they had to go through, because no one believed in crypto. It was a pure out and out. Everybody thought it was a scam, and that was only people that knew about it. Forget the people that didn't even know about it; they weren't even in the equation. But that small percentage of people that knew about crypto thought it was some illicit drug dealing, scamming, whatever, dark web kind of thing. Look at the people that had to that put their money in then, and look at the reward they've got to sit because they've sat through.
Exactly.
We've met some of the guys that have been in Bitcoin for 9 years, and on Clubhouse and in other kind of places,
trade shows
and places that where we've been to kind of mix with these larger investors, and the stories they've told us of the kind of wealth they've made from Bitcoin, especially, is actually frightening.
It's unbelievable. But this is the thing, people don't get how much of an opportunity is actually there in front of them still today. It's like, you know, exactly, and Dean's just explained that you know, there's about 2% of people in the entire world that are actually in crypto. Now, all of these banks have been scrambling around building infrastructure so that they can offer it to the everyday person walking down the street. That's when you're going to see this explosive growth. You know, you're on the curve about to come up, and the opportunity of where it's actually going to go to over the next few years is just unbelievable.
I'd rather be 3 years early than 1 minute late to this party.
Without a doubt.
Do you understand what I mean?
Without a doubt.
When you're late, you're late. That's it. There's no getting. It's so much harder to get in. But you know, being early now, you're building your foundation, you're building your knowledge, you're building your portfolio, you're understanding how the market the mechanisms work.
Yeah.
And crypto is so undervalued, and especially with, you know, what economic kind of state we're in as a country, not even as a country, as a world. The inflation is going absolutely mental. You know, that's a conversation for another live, but yeah, it's I can see multiples of where Bitcoin's going to go. Like my personal kind of target for Bitcoin in this cycle, it still stands between kind of 200 and 300k US dollars. It'd be hard to believe it's going to get there now, but Bitcoin can move very quickly, and I've seen it move very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, it can jump up 10,000 a day easily. You know, so I still believe that the cycles, we're still very early. This cycle's probably still about halfway through. A lot of people calling it the end, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying that, you know, this is just a pullback, and it's an aggressive and it's a heavy pullback, but it poses a lot of opportunity as well. So, you know, always look for the opportunities in a pullback. If it's pullback enough, go load up on quality crypto. Guys, one thing else I wanted to say to you guys, if you have any questions, obviously there's not a lot of people watching this right now. If you have any questions, or there's something that you want help with, or you want access to our ebooks or our materials that we've got, hit us up. Put the questions underneath in the comments below, and we'll happily come back to you. We have just launched a new trading group where it's building very fast, where we help educate you how to trade. We've got a professional crypto trader partnered with us, and we've got a private group where we've got all the course materials, all full of videos of how to trade the markets, how to put limit orders in, buy limits, sell orders, how to scale in the trade, how to, you know, kind of put your prepare your capital for certain trades, like 5%, 10% in certain trades. You know, we cover everything in this swing trading group. It's really good. We've got loads of guys in it already. It's got a full support team there, so any questions you need to ask about trading crypto, it's there for you. So it's a really good program. It's a really good course. You get trade alerts in there, so everything that we're about to get into, we make sure we put it in the group so you guys can take advantage of what we're trading as well. At the minute, we've got loads of trades buying Bitcoin going down, so we're scaling into Bitcoin. So when it goes back up, we've got a nice chunk of Bitcoin because we're buying it at certain levels. So there's all these type of tactics we show you. It's £99 a month. You learn a new skill, and it's bringing people. It's offering a residual income for you. So if you're trying to get into crypto, but you want to get in and you want to learn how to trade it, this is perfect for you. And obviously, we do our portfolio mentorship management as well, where we take clients that want more of a long-term kind of structured portfolio, working with us, having us hand in hand, guiding them along the whole journey. We also offer that service as well. I'm sure you guys already know about that. And if it's just you just want to be in our group and you just want some free tips and stuff, jump on the lives, ask us some questions. We're more than happy to help you. That's what we're here for. I'm going to wrap up for now. I don't know about you, but I think we're ready to wrap up. Like I said, guys, any questions, throw them in the comments below. We're here for you guys. We're here to support you. Have a great day and keep winning.
Cheers, guys. Take care.